What's going on, everyone? Scotty White of World Combat Sports, man. I'm with undefeated professional boxer Travon Lawson out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm cool, man. I appreciate you pulling up the World Combat Sports, man. And let's talk about what you have going on in your career right now. But
Thank you
first
for
and
having me.
foremost, man, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. We had a fight coming up February 27th, so we're right back in camp. So getting prepared for what's next.
Where that fight is? What's the location of that fight there, Trayvon?
Atlanta, Georgia,
Okay, so you're going to be contending at 122 or what?
at 122. Yes, sir. That's my
All right, for sure.
yeah.
So let's get down to it. You hailing out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Shout out to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Man, it's well known that you started boxing late.
Yeah.
Why was that? You know, boxing wasn't something you wanted to do early on. Why did you start the sport late?
Well, it was just at first football was my passion.
Mhm.
I was always athletic. Um, I played football. I went to college to play football, and One, I think one of my teammates was telling me about a gym in Auburn that you can fight at. So I went up here, and all the coaches were looking at me, asking me to come to the gym. But I was in school playing football, and also trying to get into grad school. So there was basically like it was a there was a it was kind of hard to do football, be in school, and do boxing. So I had to wait until I graduated from college to start boxing.
Hey, both football and boxing is contact sports, that Trayvon. But
hmm
what made you turn the corner to say, okay, I know I'm nice with the hands. I want to start practicing and taking on boxing as a professional?
Well, coming out of uh, amateur boxing, I started as an amateur boxer. I was ranked top 10 in the nation in the U.S. Um, and I only had 16 fights. So my coach was like, "Man, I turned pro at 28 years old.
Mm.
So it's now or never.
Did you start off at 122 or were you a lighter weight, a
Um,
heavyweight?
uh, in amateur boxing, I fought at 132, but I
Okay.
walked around at 132, 133, so I really wasn't, cutting weight or anything like that. So I was always small. I think amateur boxing, when I weighed in, I was always around like 128, 129 for every fight.
What was your record like as an amateur? Though it was short, what was your record like?
I was 12-4.
All right, that's what's up. So what are you
National gold
training out
medal.
of right now?
You say what now?
What are you training out of right now?
Fort Mitchell, Alabama.
Okay, for sure. So you just stopped down in Atlanta to train with Mustafa for that fight coming up on Showtime. How did you all connect?
Well, we have one of my stable mates, Brandon Gladden. He stays in Atlanta and he goes to Atlanta sometimes to spar. So, and we was looking for an opponent, not an opponent, but we were looking for a sparring partner that kind of fit the opponent that we were fighting. So that's the guy who Mustafa had, you know.
So let's take us to the lead up there. One of the biggest fights of your career there, Trayvon. You know, when you told the camera, you say, "We got talent too. We
Yeah,
got talent too." You know what I'm saying? You fought December 2020, man, right before we went to the new year.
yeah.
And of course, you was heading into an environment they now characterize as the bubble.
hmm
What was that experience like heading into that fight? And you know you was gonna be on quarantine, until you step in the ring.
It was a new experience. We had to have security follow us everywhere. They had to control the elevators. We had to have COVID tests twice a week. It was a
Dang.
it was a good experience.
So when you finally get there to the bubble, you pass your COVID test and everything. I know that was a
Yeah.
relief for you, right?
Yes.
So then it get to the point where Travon Lawson, right, started boxing at 28 years old, is going in there with a young line, 18 years old, man, Angel Vicente, right?
hmm
What was your thought process heading into that 6 round fight, man?
Well, I was always an underdog. My whole life I was an underdog. I always uh had to go against the bigger people. But I always had heart. So I had heart and the toughness and like the will to never quit. So that's one thing about me. Uh, I'm never going into a fight unprepared. I'm always working my butt off. You know,
Hmm.
7 days a week. I'm always working hard. I'm always studying the game. I'm a student of the game. So I feel like even though I'm an underdog, that doesn't bother me at all because I know coming late into the game is going to be some adversity. It's going to be
Hmm.
some. I have to persevere some things. I have to go through some things. So I know they say it's a young man sport, but look at Rigondeaux. Look at a lot of fighters. Rigondeaux. Um, on the tip of my tongue, I can't really think of his name. Damn, he's a Hall of Famer. Um,
What,
at the
Bernard Hopkins? Big Hop?
Bernard Hopkins at age 40. He won a world title at 40 years old.
Yeah.
Floyd
George
Mayweather,
Foreman.
George Foreman, yeah. Floyd Mayweather fought um Canelo at age 36. So like, come on, like
Yeah.
age doesn't have anything to do with it.
Hey, you're right, man. It does have a lot to do with heart there, Trayvon.
Hmm.
And you showed that you had heart, man. Going into that fight, you say you used to being the underdog. It was a lot of hype behind those twins,
Hmm.
especially the one that stepped in the ring with you, Angel. It was a
Hmm.
lot of hype behind this 18-year-old man. And going into that fight, you showed that you was a shorter fighter. He was a taller fighter. So around the third round, would you say, what adjustments did you say? What adjustments did you think you need to make in that fight? Because he was having a little bit of success back and forth in the first and second round.
Hmm. My coach is just telling me to keep the pressure. It's not a marathon. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I knew he was slowing down. His jab was slowing down. His feet was slowing down. His movement was slowing down. And I was getting closer and closer. So, and I was just every night, every chance I got, I touched him to the body. Every chance I got.
Yep, he did. And
Hmm.
coming around the third, man, you really started to somewhat get your timing down. I
Hmm.
feel that you had just closed the distance between you and him enough for you to start landing those consistent body blows.
Hmm.
Was there a point in the third round that you felt that he was breaking? He was breaking a little bit. You were starting to get to him.
Like towards the end of the third round, I can tell. Um, I think he was holding me, and we both fell to the ground. His knee went into my sternum. I think that was the breaking point for me. I
Mm.
could tell like he was. I could tell he was slowing down. I could tell. Uh, Now it's going to be a fight. Now he has something to be worried about now. Cause
I'm
just when
surprised, man. I'm surprised when the referee asked you, "Were you okay after being a knee to the chest?" You said no. I was like, "Oh, I'm looking because look." I was like, "Damn!" If you usually say no, the referee said, "Okay, the fight's over with." So, did you even have any consciousness to say, "Damn, what did I just say?" I said, "No, I ain't okay." You know what I'm saying?
now, I mean, I was just being like, it's not me. It's not. Of course, I still wanted the fight to carry on.
Yeah.
It's just with. I'm not sure if he tried to do it or not. Like,
Okay.
I'm not really sure, but I know I was still ready to fight. Of course.
So once the fight resumed in the fourth, all right, you know, you really start to have more success with him. You start connecting on him. Your
Hmm.
punches was much more effective to the point, like I said, starting in the end of the third round and into the fourth. That combination that you started off with the left, and then I think you landed like 6 right hands. What was going on through your mind? Like you heard him, and then you stayed on top of him, and you end up getting a knockdown. And I think you stayed on. When you were standing over him, you was like, "Yeah." What was going through your mind right there when you knocked him down in the corner, man?
Well, you know, I was. I think this fight I was a slow starter, and before the fight, I always talk to my mom. I pray, and I feel like I really have an angel over my shoulder. She's been with me this far, and she won't leave me. So I feel like her on my shoulder really pushed me to never like. I can hear her like, "Don't give up, don't give up. You're almost there. You're almost there. You're almost there. Don't give up, don't give up." I can hear her in the back of my mind like, "Don't give up, don't quit, don't give up."
You kind of giving me that reflection, that spirit, you know what I'm saying, Travon, of what Buster Douglas had when he stepped in there with Mike Tyson that night. You know what I'm saying? He was coming off his mom dying, and he was on the canvas. A lot of people thought he was going to throw the fight, just quit. And he said there was a lot of motivation that he had for his mom to get up and win.
Yes, sir.
Even though you wasn't in trouble, you still receiving that spirit, that motivation. Yes, so when you knock down Angel, he got the count, man, and he was counted out. Did his team have anything to say to you after the fight? Did they give you your credit for going in there and getting that knockout?
I think Angel probably gave me the credit, but after the fight, his brother came down and was like, "I got you next." Like, start talking trash, calling
what
names. Like, I'm like, "Ah, man, we don't. Come on, man. It's all about respect. I respect you all. Like, why not respect me? So it's all about respect for me.
Yeah.
Because I work just as hard as you all. I mean, I deserve it just as much as anybody else.
If he wanted to basically set the example, isn't he the older brother? Why he wasn't in the ring with you to begin with?
Well, to begin with, I was supposed to fight him. Like I was fighting him first. Chavez, I was fighting him first, but then they said that he accepted me already, and then I accepted him. So then it was in the I think he was on Boxwick or whatever, and then a couple of days later, oh, he turned you down. He accepted someone else. So now you find, do you want to fight his brother? I say, of course. I mean, I don't care. Like, so I was supposed to originally fight him first.
And Daryl, you have some people in there in the live chat, showing you love. And Daryl said adversity is a motivator. Rigondeaux and Bernard Hopkins are real role models. And you mentioned Rigondeaux. Both of you all contend in a lighter weight class, but Rigondeaux just recently last year dropped down to 118, man, and picked up a belt. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that gives you a lot of motivation and where you at right now. So yes, what's your opponent? Who your opponent's gonna be, man? And congrats on that dominating win on television, bro.
Thank you so much. I don't know who my opponent is yet, but I think we have some matchmakers working on it right now. So we just, staying ready, staying prepared.
Are you gonna be co-main event, main event, undercard? Or you don't know?
I'm not even sure yet. I think the guy Carlos Jackson said he might be the main event, so I'm not really sure. And we might have Money Power on the card also too.
Okay, shout out to Money Power, Carlos Jackson for sure, King Dynamite. Mm-hmm. Hey man, who's one of your favorite fighters in the sport right now, man? Who?
My favorite fighter in the sport right now might be Errol Spence.
All right.
Just because
why you say Errol Spence?
Sir?
Why you say Errol Spence?
Because he in his last fight against Daniel Garcia, he reminded me so much of Floyd with his defense. Like it was, I could see spurts of Floyd in him. Like, but he's he's aggressive.
Okay.
And, his inside fighting is it's just terrific. Like he barely makes mistakes.
Do you think he has the potential to unify the division, and we will see him and Terrence Crawford before it's too late? Or you think he'll move up to 154?
I don't really know. I don't know what's going on in their heads right now. So I can't really say. But it would be a great fight to see him against Terrence Crawford. It would be great.
That's what's up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody you want to give a shout out, man, as far as your hometown people that's tuning in, supporting Travon Lawson, man, undefeated, 4-0. He's scheduled to go in there February and pick up that 5th victory, man. Do you have anything to say to your fans back home?
I just want to thank you all supporting me. I really appreciate the love and support that you've showed me this far, and we're gonna continue to work our butts off, and receive everything that God has for us.
When you plan on dropping back down here in the A, man?
I supposed to be coming to Atlanta to spar on Tuesday, in Marietta, Georgia, I think, but it's later on in the day, in the evening time.
Okay, I'm actually down in the A. I support fighters out the footprint. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I definitely would have liked to drop by and get some pics or whatever. Check you out in sparring. Just kind of get a feel for seeing you in person, sparring and everything, and working out and so forth. But
Okay.
hey, I appreciate you pulling up the World Combat Sports, my brother. And you always welcome. You got the contact. Hit me up anytime you got a fight come on, and you know what it is, man.
Thank you for having me.
All right, salute, bro. Good luck out there.
Thank you.
Tori Savage, what's good? What's good, everyone? Salute. Al Tariq is in the building. Salute, Square. What's good? Lance Meyer, salute to you. Keep doing your thing. Travon Lawson, didn't see you coming. We'll put it up there. We can put that up there. We're still live anyway. Tom Brown say, keep doing your thing. Much respect to you. Sir Ken say, congratulations on your win. Once you guys fell to the floor, it looked like to me that dog came off the chain. For real, man. I was looking at that fight. I was like, damn, Black Star Sports TV in the building. Salute, bro. I said the same thing when I was watching that fight because it was a lot being said of that 18-year-old. Timothy Bradley said he had been watching these kids since they was 11. You know what I'm saying? That's how boxing is. I mean, you be around people, you watch them mature, right? And step in the ring on a big fight. And then to see them go through adversity when they're building their record up too. You got Travon Lawson, who's 28 years old. I mean, over 28 years old. And then you have a young lion, 18 years old. He's the up and coming. He's the future. And Travon Lawson said, I'm used to being the underdog. So he went in there and fought. He went in there and fought like that. And he knocked old boy out, man. It was a good showing. I'm not gonna lie. And Daryl, hey, no, salute to you. Appreciate you. Y'all don't know, y'all boxers in the game, call Ann up to get your attire made for the ring, man. She does some big names, a lot of big names in the sport probably wear her attire. You know what I'm saying? So check her out if you have, step up in the ring and get that attire done, But yeah, that's what it's about, man. Good stuff. Happy to have another fighter that's up and coming. Not the fact he just came off, Showtime, with a huge knockout of Angel Bracente, man. But it was the point that he was supposed to face his older brother, and it was canceled. So he ended up stepping in there with the younger brother. So as his brother is watching upstairs, he sees his brother go down in the corner. Of course, you don't never want to see that as family. And when the referee gave him the count, he was up on 7, and the referee said, "You okay? Come to me." And he really didn't move, fluently towards the referee, and the referee stopped it. I think he was hurt real bad. And the strength and energy that I seen Travon have that night, I think he would have hurt that young lion. He probably would have came out of there different than the way he went, came into the ring. It might have been all bad for him. The whole purpose in some of these fights is to basically allow the fighter to return to fight another day, right? But in boxing, this is according to the trainers and coaches and everything. People look at it like, nah, man, let them stay in the fire. That's how they're going to learn. They got to fight through adversity. And that's true for certain people. But not all. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to shut this down, man. Salute to everyone who pulled up. I'll definitely be on later on. I got some cooking. I just have to speak to some people on what I'm trying to do with it. But I will be back later on. Salute to everyone who pulled up on the live chat. All of you that support World Combat Sports. Turn up and tune in, and we will rock and roll. I will say this evening. You know what I'm saying? Give or take this evening. You know what I'm saying?